I'm a lonely Goomba, stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life. Well, we beat Donkey Kong on the Game Boy, we beat Mario vs Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance, and we played VeggieTales for some reason. But now, it's time we look at something a bit more controversial. Mario vs Donkey Kong 2. Now, as some of you might already know, this game really changed up the formula, and a lot of people kinda hate it because of it. But is it actually bad? Or are people just big crybabies who can't accept change and hate anything that's even slightly different from what they expected? Well, let's find out. The game then, and it starts off with a fully 3D rendered cutscene with again voice acting,
Mini Donkey Kong, Mini Toad, and Mini Peach.
which is always weird to see in a Mario game. And look, Pauline returns for the first time in 12 years. And man, looks like she got some work done too. God damn, no wonder Donkey Kong falls madly in love with her. Only there's trouble in paradise, cause he sees Pauline with a mini Mario toy and flips his shit and kidnaps her again. Man, this guy gets jealous easily. It's just a plastic toy, Donkey Kong. It'll never replace the real thing. So, how's the gameplay this time then? Well, Mario is gone. Ain't no platform in here. Instead, you just use a touchscreen to guide the mini Marios to the exit. It's kinda like those special levels in the first game, only Mario couldn't be bothered to show up this time, so you sort of just play as some godly force looking down on the mini Marios. You can activate them by tapping them, and you can stop them by doing the same thing. Or you can swipe to change direction or to make them jump. Otherwise though, they just kinda do their own thing. So the game is more about manipulating the levels to get them to the end, and the main thing being these blocks. You suck them up and you place them somewhere else. You can even use them to block incoming enemy attacks and stuff like that. I'm telling you though, these mini Marios, they ain't too bright. They jump right off a cliff if you let them. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they wanna die. I mean, I know things have been pretty rough, but hang in there buddy, things will get better soon. Well, maybe. So, like any good game, it keeps introducing new mechanics, as you'd expect. You got conveyor belts, elevators, even the old trusty Ammy's return. And there's plenty of new stuff too, such as these big old Donkey Kong toys who throw you around. I'm not really sure what that big C stands for on his tie though. Well, I can think of a few things, but I don't want to lose my monetization, but it rhymes with bunt. Make of that as you will. Anyways, before we get too deep in, let's take a quick look at the worlds. There's only 8 this time, with 9 stages each and a boss. And I'll tell you right now, this game doesn't have any bonus worlds or anything like that. It's just 8 worlds, 72 stages, and that's your lot. There's no surprises here. So, World 1 is Mushroom Mayhem, where it's your typical grassy looking area. Looks quite pleasant though. World 2 is a tropical island, which references Mario Sunshine, which is always nice to see. And then we've got Pipeworks, Magnet Mania, Lava Dome, which has awesome music, Toadstool Castle, Spooky Attic, and finally, Jungle Hijinks. So, nothing super amazing there, but I gotta say, the presentation of this game is way better than last time. It just looks more stylized and cartoony. I like it. Anyways, back to the game. And well, how does it keep things from getting boring? Well, it tries. It certainly tries. It's mostly what you'd expect. Coloured switches, moving platforms. Heck, some levels even have you change the water levels. It's pretty complex stuff. But unfortunately, the core mechanics of guiding these mini Marios just ain't that fun. It's kind of annoying. You see, you just never really feel fully in control. For instance, sometimes you'll swipe them, but it'll register as a tap and they stop walking, which wouldn't usually be a problem, other than the fact stopping a mini Mario will massively reduce your score bonus at the end, usually making you miss out on the highest rank. So it's plain annoying. And another problem is, the field of view is just way too small. On the later levels, you'll be juggling like 4 mini Marios at once on these huge levels whilst having to scroll the screen constantly. We needed like a little map or something on the top screen to see what the heck is going on at all times. I mean, I understand this is like part of a game, but when you have fiddly controls, a small field of view, and really, the core mechanics of guiding the minis itself is kind of annoying. It just all adds up into an experience, whilst pretty polished, isn't actually that fun. which is a shame because the level design is actually really solid. If I took all these levels, tweaked them so they played like the first game, you'd probably have another classic in your hands. But I suppose I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. So first, let's just take a look at the bosses, shall we? Maybe they will find an interesting way to incorporate the minis into a new and exciting way to fight Donkey Kong. But, nope. The bosses are so bad in this game. I'm not even joking. What the heck are these? Every boss is essentially the same. You have Donkey Kong at the top throwing stuff down at you, and you have the minis in this cannon which you can control by turning this wheel. I mean, this is more like a bullet hell with shite controls than anything, only with a massive gap between the two screens, which makes it way harder to track where the projectiles are. And every boss is basically like this. You shoot up, dodge some obstacles, hit Donkey Kong, and watch him try to take a shit. Come on, Donkey Kong, you can do it. Constipation is for true in here. You know, I guess it is a somewhat early DS game, so they wanted to use the touchscreen as much as possible, but nah, these are not good. It's just so far detached from the rest of the game. And they didn't even try to have cool world transitions this time. Heck, it's even worse than the last game. At least Mario spoke there. These world transitions here are just depressing. Right, so that's the basics, but now let's dig a little deeper, shall we? And as I briefly mentioned earlier, the game has a ranking system, and it's quite a bit more complicated than before. Instead of just getting one gold star, you have 3 different ranks: bronze, silver and gold. And getting the gold is quite the task. The trick is to keep everything moving. The more the Marios keep moving, the bigger the non-stop bonus will be. So, it's all about speed and control. And each stage also has a collectible letter, spelling the word Mini Mario. And these can be pretty hard to get, but getting them unlocks something really crap. I'm sorry, but it is. Each world has an unlockable whack-a-mole minigame, which is like the absolute bare minimum, bog standard, creatively bankrupt use of a DS touchscreen ever. Shy Guys pop out pipes and you tap them and reach the ridiculously easy goal. And that's it. The only incentive to do these is that you unlock extra stuff in the stage builder, which I'll talk about later, but it's a pretty poor incentive. So, that's it. We play through the worlds and make it to the final boss and wow, it's actually a proper boss. They actually did it. And guess what? It's quite good. It's like classic Donkey Kong, only mini style. Guide the minis to the top and Mario will chuck them at Donkey Kong's face. I mean, that's one way to win. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like that really hurt. It's ironic, really, being defeated by the very thing you sought out to steal. Poetic justice. And you know what? This boss made me realise this game has barely anything to do with Donkey Kong. All of the worlds are purely Mario themed, the music is almost entirely Mario themed, most of the enemies are from Mario. What part does Donkey Kong play in this game? Well, the first boss has these things fall down, which are from the Game Boy game, and there's a girder here, hammers are sometimes used, and the final world is sort of based on Donkey Kong Country. That's basically it. This final boss is the first thing in the game that actually feels like Donkey Kong. Really, the game should be called Mario vs Donkey Kong. See, I fixed it. So, we beat the boss and that's it. We get another cool little cutscene where Pauline kisses a Donkey Kong toy and suddenly all is forgiven. I gotta say man, Donkey Kong really does get off lightly in these games. And then the credits roll and it uses the same music as last time. Only Mario doesn't comment on the credits this time, so it feels kinda empty. And that's it. Only it isn't. There's more. Not much, but there is more. See, there's 2. That's right, 2 secret levels to unlock. And it's almost as if the game developers knew the game wasn't that great because you only need to get half the stars to unlock them. Pretty forgiving, but I'll take it. So the first secret level is... wait, it's another boss fight. And again, it's good. It's another classic Donkey Kong stage, but minified. You know, it's really bizarre. They make these great boss fights and lock them right till the end of the game. And you know what the other secret level is? That's right, another boss fight. And again, it's pretty good. So, did they just make 3 boss fights and give up? I'm serious, I have a hunch these are just unused boss fights before someone had the amazing idea of this cannon shooting shit. So they just shoved them here as unlockables instead. It's a shame really, because these final 3 bosses are like the best bleeding things in the game. I just wish there was more of it really. And that's it, that's the game. But wait, there's more. Kind of. You see, this is the first Mario vs Donkey Kong game in which you can make your own levels. And you can even share them online. Well, you could, because DS Online doesn't work anymore. And really, even when it did work, I'm pretty sure you could only trade with friends, so it was kinda limited. But still, I remember playing this mode quite a lot. It's alright, I suppose. Really though, every unlockable in the game is geared towards this mode, so the motivation to get all those stars and stuff is mostly gone. And it's kinda unfortunate because the original Mario vs Donkey Kong was intended to have a stage creator too, but it was cut near the end of development. Would have much preferred that one to be honest. And that's Mario vs Donkey Kong 2. Does it suck? No. But talk about a feckin' nosedive in quality. I understand wanting to change things up and use the DS as much as possible, but this is definitely inferior to what we had before. We changed the game from a puzzle platformer into a Lemmings wannabe. And ironically, the game fell off a cliff because of it. And now, to end the video, the only way I know how. Donkey Kong taking a big sloppy shit. And the patron of the week is Carl Williams, who only just became a patron. And here he is, patron of the week already. Some people have overlooked, eh?